and good evening. So I wanted to come online tonight to share something that I discussed with a few clients in the last few weeks, which I thought was very important to share with you because it might help you as well. So the title of this live is, Are You a People Pleaser? So I could start by listing what makes you a people pleaser, and I'm just going to go with my intuition here. People who are afraid of losing the love, the care, the attention and respect from others almost are those who will conform themselves to other people's needs and expectations, and they will go into pleasing mode. And how will that translate itself in how you behave? Well, you're going to accommodate what people say, and you're never going to speak your truth. In fact, you have a tendency to stuff, to keep what you really want to say inside you, and you don't express it. And a lot of times I've seen people who are not speaking their truth and tend to go into people-pleasing mode, having throat issues, whether they tend to have a lot of sore throats or even worse than that. And they go into that place where they're afraid of the consequences, of the repercussions. But by doing that, they end up hurting themselves. And if this is what you're doing, this is what you keep doing. You keep hurting yourself over and over again because you are not expressing what you really want to say. And I'm not telling you to be rude or to be not to be thoughtful about others, but there is a point where saying how you feel is very important, because if you don't, you end up hurting yourself a lot. And if you keep doing this over and over and over again, you end up losing yourself completely, and you end up being in a place where you actually don't really know who you are and what you want anymore. And this is a very dangerous place because you lose your sense of identity. And to come back to your core self and to who you really are, that means you will have to start speaking up, start saying what you like, what you don't like. If someone said something that you didn't like, you will start to actually voice the fact that you didn't like it. And it might be very uncomfortable to start with, but this is essential in a healthy relationship with yourself. It's not really about the others, it's about you. And when you go into people-pleasing mode, you are betraying yourself because you're giving up on yourself. And this is dangerous for your well-being, for your soul, because you are going into a place where you are, it's not that you're lying, but you almost fake in how you then relate to people. And that is a very toxic vibe to live in. And I know a lot of people who actually, I don't. Yes, I know a lot of people who have been that way, but when they're around me, they can't be that way. because I will spot it and I will make a point for them to tell me what's really happening. So I've witnessed it, and when you are in that space, you have a weak core, a weak emotional and spiritual core, because you're not truthful to yourself. Have I been that way? In some areas, I believe I have. And when I started to acknowledge that, become aware of that, and step into expressing how I really feel, things shifted for me in a way that has been extremely empowering and have allowed me to grow even more and to feel more loving towards myself. So, as you can see, there is a very high correlation between being a people pleaser and your ability to express and speak your truth. Once you pass that stage of being afraid, it's because you are more loving towards yourself, and there is also more inner confidence, inner self, like more self-confidence, more inner confidence, that you know that your relationship to people will not depend whether you will go along with them or not. They will appreciate you for you at your core, your essence. And once you embrace this, the quality of your relationship will dramatically improve. It's going to be a whole new game in your life, in your friendships, in your relationships, in your work environment. You're going to vibe at a different level. And this is something that is, if you want to live, I would say, a high quality life, that also applies. It's not only about having reach your goal, is how you operate on a daily basis, your interactions with people, with others. And you will actually inspire others as well to speak the truth as well. Because if you can accept that about yourself, then you can accept that about others, and your relationship are going to become more genuine and more truthful. Totally different vibe. So, and to do that, it's about healing whatever is has prevented you from having a strong inner core. I know I talked about that a lot. I might do a different live at some point around that, but in a nutshell, there is like an inner strength here. That it's at your solar plexus level, actually. That is giving you that strength and power to just be who you are. And if you haven't healed that part of yourself, there is a lot of identity issues and self-expression issues that you haven't dealt with, then you might struggle to actually express your truth and express who you are, because you're not clear. You don't have a very strong sense of identity, and that's why it might be difficult for you to then just state how you feel, who you are, because you're struggling to define that for yourself. So once you do that inner work on yourself, then you can more spontaneously express how you feel, because because you did that step with yourself within, and then you can express it to others. Okay, so I hope this was helpful for you. And if you find yourself, you always know it when when you're being like a little fake with people, when you don't speak the truth, when you tweak the reality. It doesn't feel good. It feels yucky. And if you've lived there for a long time, you've been carrying that yucky feeling for a long time. And it's not good. That's why things are not going the way they are in your life. That's why, because everything is related, you see. Everything is, there is a lot of correlation and a lot of interaction between various parts of your life. So once you start healing one part of you, there will be a knock-on effect on every area of your life. And having a strong sense of yourself, of your identity, will allow you to voice your desires more easily, because first you have become aware of them, but also you are learning to be truthful to yourself and therefore to others. If you find that you are dealing with people who are not truthful to you, who are a little fake, it's because they have not been truthful to themselves first. It's because they are lying to themselves, and there are truths that they don't want to become aware of. And that's why if they can't be that with themselves, they won't be able to be that with you too. So if you see that, understand this for what it is. And yeah, you can help other people, but first help yourself, because this is extremely important for, I repeat, the quality of your life on a daily basis. Like the air that you breathe is going to be pure. So that was it. I hope it helped. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. And by the way, tomorrow I am running a workshop on my new course, From Money Slave to Money Investor. It's around your money energy, and I will look into your energy and tell you what I see and what I pick up. So I hope to see you there. And on that note, I'm going to wish you a good night, and I will speak to you in my next video. Happy manifesting. Bye bye.